Hey everyone, welcome to Let the Light In TV. Just here with a little quick video today. We are back with the Samyang VAF lenses and the manual focus adapter because I had a question on the video that I thought was important enough to not just respond in a text format, but actually to make a little bit of a video about. So I'm gonna throw the question on the screen here. It's from Colin Roots, and he is asking, he says, I was made to understand that the native focus ring on the Samyang VAF lens is supposedly non-linear and does not give you repeatable focus points because it behaves differently based on how rapidly that you twist the actual ring. The manual focus adapter is what gives you the linear repeatable focus throw, which is why it comes with the distance marking. So he's asking if I could look into this from what he is reading, and I didn't clarify this in the video, and so that's absolutely on me. What we are looking at today is in the overall Samyang VAF lens lineup video review, where I went over all three of them quickly. I said that the manual focus adapter is essentially useless because all it is a lens hood with distance markings for $400 US. And I said that is absolutely ridiculous. And so here today we are going to investigate that claim as to whether I'm right or wrong, and whether you can get, whether this focus ring is in fact linear or non-linear, which would potentially make this obsolete. Again, as I said in the video, the manual focus adapter absolutely could be useful for you depending on your usage, your work environment. So I'm not trying to completely bash on it, but if you can get away with not getting it, then as a cheapo, personally, I absolutely would. So we're gonna turn the camera around. I've got a little bit of a focus pull test going on. We've got a very close focus pull test where everything's really close to the lens. And then we're gonna go a little bit farther where we're going from a plant inside to our outside background through the window. And we're gonna test what the focus pulls are, whether they are repeatable, whether they are linear, depending on just smooth turning as well as accelerations. Now, if video quality goes down, it's because I don't have a second camera. I am very in touch with the common man, so I'm gonna be using my iPhone as my second camera to give you a point of view of what I'm gonna be doing behind the camera. All right, let's flip it around and find out the answer to our question today. Okay, so here is the setup. We've got our Samyang VAF lens on. I've got peaking on here. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna pull focus from my front foot in this photo to our Dala horse on the photo there. So we're gonna pull focus. So what we're looking at here is I'm gonna place my thumb at the top right here, just about where that 35 is. And first we're gonna identify where our focus point is. So we're gonna turn until we get to our Dalahasan, our horse, there it is. And so if you see on the lens, my thumb's basically in between that M2 and the focus hold position. And so if I come back nice and slow and nice and smooth, we see I'm able to get back on that front foot and my thumb is back in the 35 position, all right? So let's do this. I'm gonna try and get a good angle here. Let's go once more. Sorry that my body moves. Again, middle, right? Once more, smooth, coming back to that front foot. There it is. Once more on the 35. So now I'm gonna do a snap. I'm gonna do it quicker, snapping down in between M2 and the focus hold button. And I'm just gonna base it off of that, and we're gonna see where our focus ends up, okay? So here I am, I'm gonna go quick and watch what I'm doing here. There's quick snap, and you see we're on the horse. And here's a quick snap again, back up to the 35. There it is. And you can see the focus pull is a little bit delayed, but it's absolutely repeatable. I mean, I'm hitting the marks again. Ooh, just missed there because I wasn't looking. I'm trying to do two things at once. So up close, this is absolutely repeatable. I can hit my spots again and again. But now let's change the scene. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go from this plant to our background trees outside. We're gonna go from the plant to our trees outside, so a further distance, and see what happens there. All right, so we have our next scene set up. We've got our plant, camera barrel of the lens right here, plant there. We're gonna shoot to the outside trees. And so you see, we've got our plant peaking in red right here. Now it's not a super big peaking. I apologize about the difference in lighting. Again, we're gonna start our thumb on the 35 and we're just gonna find when we hit the trees. So we're gonna focus, keep pulling, keep pulling, keep pulling. It's a twist. And we're really gonna look for when that roof starts peaking in red. That's really gonna be our highlight because we hit the dirt mounds and then we hit the trees in that red roof. And we're gonna see the thumb is just under the focus hold button, okay? So we're gonna rotate back up to the 35. All right, plant is peaking, thumb is on the dash, thumb is on the hyphenated dash there. I need a little bit more room to properly rotate. So again, let's find our point, go out to the trees to get that red roof. There it is. Our thumb is below the focus hold button. We're gonna come back, thumb at the dash, plant is in peaking, okay? So again, right below our focus hold button, come back at the hyphen. Now, if I snap the focus quicker, here's what we're gonna notice. We're gonna be able to hit our points. Sorry, I didn't get a full rotation in there. We're gonna be able to hit our points. I'm back at the hyphen. Let me go a little bit back. Below the focus hold button, our roof is in focus. Back to the hyphen. Plant is in focus, right? We go both sides of it. Plant's in focus at the hyphen. We're gonna come back and hit the roof. Now, what I do notice is if we keep snapping back and forth here, sorry for the camera, if we keep snapping back and forth, what I did notice is actually to repeatedly hit our focus points, it almost shifts a couple millimeters each time to, if we're operating behind the camera, the focus ring almost shifts its focus point just a couple millimeters to the right if you continue to snap it each and every single time. So again, plant is in position, thumbs on that dash at the 35. We're gonna snap it to right below the focus hold button. There it is. And honestly, this is incredibly, incredibly repeatable. Yes, that focus is delayed. You can see, I'm sorry for the camera bumps. You can see that it is delayed a little bit in its motion, but it's very, very repeatable. So there you have it. The rotation on the actual Samyang VAF lens itself is about as linear as you can get. Again, I did notice that whenever you do those snap quick rotations again and again and again, your shift point almost goes a couple millimeters to the right. Although trying to recreate it there, it didn't go so successfully, but that's almost about as linear as you can get. And it was extremely, extremely consistent. Again, once you get the feel and practice snapping it back and forth and really hit your points, it is completely repeatable. So is the manual focus adapter necessary? It definitely gives you, your distance markings, which could be very useful, especially if you're going to be doing green screen stuff. You really want to get that right. Getting your distance between subject and camera lens the exact same every single time. So there definitely is a use for this, but if you are fine without it, you don't need it, it may not be necessary. It quite likely will not be necessary, but some people will like it, especially because it does give you some lens flare protection. These lenses didn't suffer from that excessively, but it could give you a couple little bonus features that maybe you're looking for. Maybe you just really like the distance markings, or maybe you like the grip that's on this manual focus ring adapter. I think the grip on the actual Samyang lens is fine. That is the narrative I'm sticking to. I don't believe you need the manual focus adapter, but hey, again, like I said in the last video, don't let my opinion get in the way of what you need to successfully do your job. So there it is. I hope that the answer to your question is very apparent today. If you have any other community questions, leave them down below. I will see what I can do about answering them. This isn't going to be a staple series, but if there is questions that I can answer and I think is valuable enough to make a video on, then I'm certainly open to doing that. All right, that is it for me today. I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care, and remember,